Greetings in the name of the Most High Yah, is King Yediah, aka King Solomon, staying wise in life and in these markets. And right now I'm gonna try and do a live trade on either Euro USD or AUD USD. So what we're having here is let's see, where is it? It's the GDP preliminary report that's coming out at 8:30 a.m. So on the US dollar chart, we're gonna see what's the reaction from the US dollar, and if it gains strength, then we're gonna sell Euro USD, and if it if it starts to fall, we'll buy the AUD USD. So we're gonna give it, we see it's pumping up right now, so we're gonna give it a little time, let it settle down. After the report came out at 8:30, just probably a couple seconds ago. So let's see, after it settles down, what direction it really wants to choose. And I'm choosing the euro because the euro is, like, to me, is the weakest currency against the US dollar right now. Let's see, it's already moving down. Let's see, the US dollar is pumping up. The volume point of control is right here though, at this level right here, which is 13061. Yesterday's low was 13055. So this is a little congestion area right below the volume point of control right here at yesterday's low. So let's see if it's gonna push through that. And let me go see if I can get the numbers on the GDP report. Where is it? Alright, so there's the numbers right there. So the numbers dropped on the GDP, so that means that the annualized change in the value of all goods and services produced by the economy has dropped, right? So the price has dropped a little bit. So that might be weak for the US dollar. That might bring the US dollar down a little bit. But let's see, it's pushing up. So let's see what after this. Maybe I should go to the 5-minute chart. Let me see what happens after the first 5-minute candle. So AUD USD is catching some support here at R6, around this level here. Floor pivot R2 is at 0.69581. R6 is at 0.69605. Let's see, euro is still looking a little weak. It's a full down candle right there. Not too much wicks. We got the central floor pivots at 0.99637. The pivot here is at 0.99592. Bottom central pivot is at 0.99547. So this is a support area here, pivot wise, floor pivots, central pivots. We're getting some wick rejection, so maybe the US dollar is selling off. Let's go over to the US dollar chart. So the US dollar is pulling back a little bit. Got that top wick right there from yesterday's low. Still pulling back into value. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. there's a lot of fluctuation and volatility after like these news releases, so you gotta wait a little bit and kind of get an initial direction of what's going on after it settles down, you know. There's no big volume coming in, but the candle is pushing up, so that might be like a false direction, you know what I mean? Like the way it's going long right there with no volume, that might be a false move. It might continue bearish. And if it does continue bearish on the Audusd, you see you're getting support right here, so that could be a long position right there. With that moving up, the Audusd should be moving down, but the Audusd is it's looking like the big players are anticipating like the pullback on the US dollar, and they're starting to buy the Australian dollar. That's what it's looking like to me. Let's see how much pips is that. Like if I do enter around here long, my stop below VWAP is 9 pips, right? So let's see. Maybe we might get a better entry, a retest of R6 if the US dollar pulls back. I don't know, this pop up on the US dollar is looking like it might be a false move, because the report is showing that the prices have dropped, so that shouldn't be too good for the US currency. If the prices are dropping, that means that, you know, there's less money floating around, I guess, you know what I'm saying? I think the more expensive commodities are and stuff like goods and services and produce and stuff like that, that'll be good for the US dollar. So maybe dropping prices wouldn't be so good, so it should pull back a little bit. But then economically, there's a lot of different factors in play, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just cut and dry. So I ain't no economist, so I don't know exactly, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just reading the chart, have a little idea of the fundamentals, and we're gonna trade it off that, you know? Alright, so some volume is coming in on this candle here. This is the 15-minute chart on the US dollar. Volume is coming in a little bit to kind of validate this upward movement right here. So if we do get some volume up to this level, up to the current level of previous volume, it could kind of validate that move upwards, and then we could probably take off from there and probably head up to like the volume point of control. That's at around 13072. I believe that was yesterday's close as well, up there. Let's see, the euro is selling off. The AUD is still getting support right here. That should be moving down though. So I think that's a good sign for like a long position, because if the US dollar is moving up and it's moving up still, I think some big players are trying to get long on the Australian dollar. Because I think they're looking at this as like a false move upwards. But then how much room do we have to pull back here on the US dollar? Is it gonna get support and end up in congestion again? Like this sideways movement that's happening here before the news, right? If we pull back, are we gonna pull back just to here, or are we gonna break lower? So how much room does it have for like a long position on like the Australian dollar, you know? Maybe it'll just get up to like the highs and kind of start moving sideways from there again, like this kind of congestion area here. Let's see, it's been 10 minutes since the news. So let's see. This candle is starting to pull back a little bit. I don't think it's really gonna go bullish. So alright, this is what I'm gonna do here. We're gonna take a buy position on that, and on Audusd, and I must set my stop at just below R5 at 0.69528. Take profit at, let's see, up here at the highs. Let's see if we can make this a little, go to the 1 hour chart and see if there's anything else. Yeah, we could attempt to get to like this high volume node right here at 0.70168. So let's see if we get some bullish action right here on Audusd. We have some wick action right there to the bottom, some support at R6. So let's see if we get like this breakout during the day. Let's see, the US dollar still got that wick to the top side. It's been 10 minutes since after the news, and this candle hasn't really gone fully bullish. We have volume coming in. It's up to previous levels, but now we're getting that wick rejection. So there's a lot of selling in that candle, and that's why I took this Audusd trade, because I think like I think they're anticipating that that's a false move, that little push up there on the US dollar. Because if it was pushing up, this Audusd should have been all the way down here. It should have been sustaining that low and keep on moving lower. If there's dollar strength, then there should be some weakness in the Australian dollar, in that counter currency, that currency pair, you know. But it's looking like they're buying, right? So, and there's heavy volume in it as well. So big wick to the bottom side and heavy volume. So I'm thinking we're gonna go long. Let's see if we do get into profit here. If this candle comes above this level, above its high at 0.69702. Let's see if it gets there. Let's see how long this video has been running for, like 13 minutes, so I don't want to make it too long. Just kind of breaking down like my thought process on how I'm gonna get into this trade, you know. Yeah, so it's looking good. That candle is holding support. Let's see what the US dollar is doing. Yeah, so it wicked out nice volume as well. So that looks like selling right there. So we might have like a risk on day in the stock market. So I gotta, let me go now and kind of prepare my my watch list for my stock market trading. There's some I'm looking at. Let's see, let's take a quick look right here at JPM. JPM Morgan Chase Bank is looking like it's looking like it might get like a little gap fill. Let me see. Let me go to the dollar. I mean the dollar, the daily chart. So I'm looking at this area right here as a little gap fill from around, like if we could break out from 117.21 to like around 118.45. There's a gap fill area right there. So I'm kind of looking at that. I think Bank of America is the same kind of vibe, from like around 34.75 to, let's say, around 35.46, 35.32. There's kind of like a gap fill, a possible gap fill there, so I'm keeping my eye on that. Let's see here. Let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia is gapping down. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Wow, it's looking like a Papa Bear setup. We might get like a, I mean, if the stock market pulls back, we might get a retest of like S4 169 and then pull back again to like, I don't know, maybe 164 pre-market low. Around that area, could even come down to the lows here of 163. But if we do get strength, we're gonna get that support right here at I believe that's floor pivot. Yeah, floor pivot S2. You see that level right there, that light green line? That's at approximately, let me see what level that is, because it's a wrong VWAP as well. So 166.55, and now we're pushing up from there. So if the US dollar pulls back, then this should be a risk on day in the stock market. So maybe we might get some recovery on Nvidia. But you know what, I should do a separate video for this. Let me not go into this. I was basically doing Forex there, so let me stick with Forex on this video. Let's see, US dollar pushing up now though, so what's going on? We're getting some pullback here. Maybe I might get stopped out, who knows. Let's see, US dollar. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna pull back. Anyway, we'll see. So my stop here on Audusd is at 0.69528, and let's see how it works out. That's a little below VWAP, below R5 Camarilla. That's my stop right there, below the pivot level as well. That's that blue line. VWAP is right there, that white curve line right there. R5 is right there, and that's my stop. Alright, y'all, it's King Yediya, aka King Solomon, staying wise in life and in these markets, and y'all trade safe and stay blessed.